Women's Rugby World Cup 2025. How to watch England versus USA. The Women's Rugby World Cup is finally here. The sport's biggest stars have been waiting 3 years to return to the biggest stage and will do so this summer when the tournament lands in England. Heavy favorites England will kick off the tournament against the United States on Friday in Pool A. With 27 consecutive victories dating back to the last World Cup, the hosts no doubt have their eyes set firmly on the trophy. John Mitchell's side have lost just once in their last 60 games, and they will be looking to secure their third Women's Rugby World Cup title. It all starts in the Northeast. Here is everything you need to know ahead of the tournament opener. How to watch on TV in the UK, Ireland, and Australia. All 32 games of the Women's Rugby World Cup will be broadcast free-to-air on BBC and BBC iPlayer in the UK. In Australia, the tournament will be broadcast on 9Now, and in Ireland it will be available on RT Player. ESPN will also have extensive news, feature, and match coverage. You can follow along. Here, team news and starting XVs. England have named an unchanged starting lineup, with the sole switch coming on the bench where Emily Scarratt is included. If Scarratt makes an appearance off the bench on Friday, then it'll mark her 5th Rugby World Cup. But apart from Scarratt's inclusion, there are no changes from the side that beat France 40-6 on August 9th in the Red Roses' final match before the World Cup, with Helena Rowland dropping out. The team sees coach John Mitchell name Zoe Aldcroft as captain, with Alex Matthews and Sadia Kabia joining her in the back row. Abby Rowe and Morwenna Talling out in the second row, with Hannah Bodeman, Amy Cocaine, and Maud Muir in the front row. We have been building nicely into the tournament, and now we're excited to get our campaign underway, Mitchell said. Last month, on a stage at the Dolby Theatre in Hollywood, Ilona Maher had another first in a year full of them. She had already taken the lid off the 2024 Paris Olympics. She had finished second on Dancing with the Stars. She even became a social media sensation, generating more TikTok views in 2024 than Taylor Swift. The latest first came at the ESPYS in Los Angeles. She was nominated for the Best Breakthrough Athlete Award, the first time anyone from rugby, men's or women's, had ever been included. She added another first when she won it. It's taken me 7 years and 2 Olympics, but I finally broke through. Amazing stuff, she told the audience when accepting the award. But this wasn't all about her. She had a point to make, too. Or maybe it was more of a call to action. PSA, there is a Women's Rugby World Cup this year, she said. Watch it. Tune in. The Women's Rugby World Cup, which kicks off on Friday with the United States national team taking on favorites England, will see 16 teams competing for the biggest prize in the sport. It will undoubtedly be the best attended and most high-profile edition of the tournament in its 34-year history. You can imagine how pleased the tournament organizers are to have Maher as their face of the competition, and how much impact her words will have. 3 days after walking the red carpet in LA, mixing with the biggest stars in sport, and picking up her ESPY, Maher was back to ripping it up on the rugby field in front of a record crowd against Fiji in Washington, D.C. It is those few days that sum up what Maher and the USA Eagles are about, as comfortable posing for cameras and dominating social media as they are making a tackle or scoring a try. Friday's tournament opener will be a baptism by fire, but Maher and her teammates wouldn't have it any other way. Their goal is to take rugby to the masses. It's funny that it's the biggest game in pool play even though we're ranked number 10 in the world, Maher tells ESPN in an exclusive interview. That's because of what we've done off the pitch. We're game changers. That's what we're bringing into the World Cup. It's going to be a really tough game, but we want to put in a performance. We want that sold-out stadium to leave thinking we got to watch something exciting. The numbers speak for themselves. 15,198 fans turned out for the clash against Fiji, thanks in no small part to Maher's popularity. If she can get a fraction of her 8.8 million followers on Instagram and TikTok along to some games, they will be well on their way to achieving their goal. The United States, nicknamed the Eagles, are aware that performance is paramount, but sport is also about entertainment, especially when trying to attract new fans. After a disappointing tournament in 2022, when they were knocked out in the quarterfinals, the U.S. are desperate for success on and off the pitch. Getting fans through the gates is also their responsibility. People have to come and show that this is an exciting and entertaining thing to watch, Maher says. Our sporting events have to be something that drives people in. It's a fun thing to go to. I think also what we're seeing in this World Cup is more personalities coming through. I like to think the amount of people that are posting, that's how kids are connecting with it. Our fan base is becoming young women, and it's the mums bringing their daughters and college girls and girls in their 20s and 30s. That's who our fan base is, and they're following us on TikTok and social media. I'm really excited to see that because if they can see us there, they'll come and see us on the pitch as well. Maher is a trailblazer, make no doubt about it. No other player has had the kind of impact that she has had on the game. She is the global star women's rugby needs, and she has come at exactly the right time. People in men's rugby still talk about Jonah Lamu, the All Blacks legend who helped make rugby mainstream. Non-rugby fans knew Jonah. Everyone knew Jonah. There's every chance in 30 years' time, Mar will be talked about in a similar vein when it comes to the women's game in terms of how she changed perceptions of the sport. Part of Mar's ambition is to encourage others to show their personality on social media or however else they please, to be vulnerable and put themselves out there. Only then, Mar believes, can the women's game truly grow. The 28-year-old is also a force on the pitch. Having helped the U.S. to a bronze in Rugby Sevens at the Paris Olympics last year, Mar turned her attention to the 15A side code and the World Cup. She joined English club Bristol Bears at the turn of the year to get back in the swing of things. Demand to watch her was so big, the Bears had to move their home games to a bigger stadium while Mar was in town. In a tough group with England, Australia, and Samoa to compete against, the Eagles will need almost everything to go their way to reach the knockout stage. Captain Kate Zachary, a veteran of 2 World Cups already, has put a marker down. Their goal is the semifinals. Everyone loves watching a winner. They want to be bold in all aspects of the game. Everyone's watching women's rugby now. You can't look anywhere without finding it, can you? Zachary told ESPN. And so for us, it's not just being here and being competitive. Our eyes are set on making a semifinal to make that happen. There's a lot of grit that must be done. Everyone's putting in the work because we're all aligned on that goal of, we want to make a semifinal, but it's going to take a lot of work to topple, at some point, a top 4 team. Zachary is also embracing Mar's vision of more players pushing the game and being boisterous about women's sport. I want to make sure that I'm a household name as well, which is a huge statement, Zachary explains. So, I say it out loud means my teammates know exactly where I want to be, how they can help me, and vice versa.